Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Sunday Sports Rap with Shaun. It's your boy Shaun. This is the 21st episode of Sunday Sports Rap with Shaun. Pretty crazy. You're already up to 21. Soon I'm looking up to be 50, then it'll be 100. And, I appreciate the constant support, from everyone that continues to listen to this podcast weekly. Again, I don't care if it's just one person up to 100 people. I appreciate support every single time. And again, it is pretty crazy. We're up to 21 episodes. And it wouldn't be, I wouldn't be able to do this without Cinescape Media. So shout out to Cinescape Media. Make sure you guys subscribe to Cinescape.media. We're going to start off with some breaking news this episode, if you want to really call it breaking news. But it's been talked about and it's still being talked about. But again, we're going to start with some breaking news on this episode of Sunday Sports Rap with Shaun. A date of September 12th has been set for an exhibition fight between Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. So it will be Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. The fight will be an 8-round fight at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. You will be able to watch the fight for people that wants to watch the fight. You will be able to watch the fight on, of course, on pay-per-view and the multimedia platform Triller. I've never ever visited Triller before as like a streaming platform, so I really can't give you much information what Triller is or how great it is or whatever. Some people that probably subscribe to it could probably tell me about it. But that's, you'll be able to watch it on pay-per-view and, of course, like I said, on the multimedia platform Triller. According to other reports, Triller will also show a 10-part documentary leading up to the fight. So I'm pretty sure that 10-part documentary is probably going to be, of course, about the backgrounds of Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson. Obviously, if you didn't know much about them, there's probably more that they'll probably tell, or just probably the same stuff we've heard from them if you read a biography on them or whatever. So, and then, of course, leading up, maybe there will be other part of this documentary will be more of like how did this fight come to play. Mike Tyson's 54. So obviously this is the biggest thing we had, in this fight featuring a Hall of Fame boxer, Mike Tyson, who is now 54 years old, returned to the ring after his last fight was 15 years ago when he lost in 6 rounds to Kevin McBride. His opponent, though, Roy Jones Jr., but I'm hearing from a lot of people, is no slouch either, though. The reason why I say I'm hearing from people because I am not the biggest boxing fan. I have, bros in them that I talk to who actually, are huge boxing fans. They pretty sure they can educate me more on who Roy Jones Jr. is. But from, the looks of a few things when I looked him up was, he was a very smart boxer. His record, I believe, he doesn't box anymore. His record is 66-9. Again, he was considered a great, smart, really good boxer, smart boxer. He's won titles at the middleweight, super middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight division. So, look, I've seen videos of Mike Tyson in the gym, in the practice ring, whatever, the facilities, doing the punches and everything. He looks good, man, for his age at 54. But this will not be one of those things where I'm going to be like, place your bets, on Sunday Sports Rap with Shaun, you place your bets and I'll bet what you know. I honestly don't have a dog in this fight. Again, it is breaking news. Some people probably think it's a waste of time that this is happening. I don't know, man. Look, this stuff happens. You need retired boxers come out of, retirement for one more fight because it's, talked about, it's hyped up. And I believe the way this started was like on Twitter or whatever, where, in videos where Mike Tyson was calling out Roy Jones Jr., or it was the opposite. But whatever. The point is we are here. Again, the fight is at September 12th at the Dignity Health Center, Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. And again, you will be able to watch the fight on pay-per-view and multimedia platform Triller. So we're going to jump right into you guys to, the news of the week, all my segments that I've got here. First, we're going to start out with the obvious, if you really don't know, is the, of course, dealing by the title, is Major League Baseball. Opening games did happen, I believe this past Thursday. And I kind of wrote like a Facebook post because sports is coming back. We will have basketball official restart where the games will matter on the 30th of July next week. And with baseball, there's so many games. There's constant games every single day with baseball. There's no rest for the weary when it comes to baseball. So I'm not going to be, obviously, since I do the show every Sunday, I'm not going to be able to just like sit there and say, oh, guys, we'll go through every single game that happened from Monday to Saturday. That's just not going to happen, and I'm not going to burn myself out doing that. So I'm going to give you guys the results, though, say the scores, a couple things of a few games that happened results of the opening day games, and from what I also put on my Facebook post is starting next Sunday, Sunday Sports Rapper Shaun episode 22. I will just start giving updated daily standings. I'll probably read a few box scores here and there. As far as like maybe the games happen on Saturday, and how does the division race look and everything, because every game is really important. Before it was 108 games. By default, Major League Baseball has 108 games in a season. So there's sometimes where great teams like the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Dodgers, and those teams can kind of take games off and not really worry about falling behind. But because it's only a 66 game season, it feels like every game is really important. A lot of teams have a good chance. Some teams you didn't even think a chance to win the division can have a shot. So I will give updated standings every Sunday. Again, because basketball will be coming back, I will go over every basketball game. That to me, I guess because it's Monday, we'll see how basketball's going to work too. I'll probably just give updated standings on that. I think major National Hockey League's 24 playoff thing will start on August 1st, I believe. So there's no news for hockey this week. I'm going to report on, but it will be easy with hockey because they're doing playoffs. It's easy to go through the games when you're just doing playoffs. But I'm rambling and ranting a lot. Let's just get right to the Major League Baseball results of opening day games. First game was the New York Yankees beating the defending champion Washington Nationals 4-1. Stanton started things off in the top of the first inning when he hit a home run to put the Yankees up 2-0 after Aaron Judge got on base with a single prior to Stanton hitting that home run. Gary Cole had the win. He got the win after pitching 5 innings, giving up only 1 hit, 1 run with 5 strikeouts. Crazy thing is, this game actually ended in the 6th inning because of the delay. I didn't really get to see much with delay about. I think it was weather reasoned because I think they said it was like some bad weather down in D.C. But they did stop the game at the 6th innings. I'm pretty sure there's probably some controversy there. Some people's probably upset if you're definitely a Nationals fan. You thought, maybe we can still make a comeback. But it's one game, so I'm pretty sure how the Major League Baseball has been handling. The league has been handling situations. I'm pretty sure they were just happy to get that out of the way. So it was 6 innings. The Yankees went on to win 4-1. Next game ended the night on Thursday of opening day. For those teams, the Los Angeles Dodgers did beat the San Francisco Giants 8-1. Now, New York Mets beat the Atlanta Braves 1-0. I actually got to watch this entire game when it was a pitching duel. I believe it was on the next day. It was on Friday. The Mets beat the Atlanta Braves 1-0. I actually got to watch this entire game when it was a pitching duel between Braves pitcher Mike Soroka and Mets pitcher Jacob DeGarmo. It was a nice defensive game with, like I said, the Mets getting the win when left fielder Yoenis Cespedes hit a solo home run in the bottom of the 7th inning. Oakland Athletics won their game against the Los Angeles Angels 7-3. Game went to 10 innings, actually, where the Athletics' first baseman Matt Olson hit a walk-off grand slam to win the game. It was tied 3-3 in the 10th, bottom of the 10th. Again, like I said, first baseman Matt Olson hit off a walk-off grand slam to win the game. Boston Red Sox blew out the Baltimore Orioles. I was pissed because I'm a Baltimore fan. We got blown out 13-2. I immediately went to Facebook. Was like, oh my goodness, it's going to be a long season. But fun fact, actually, the next day on Game 2 of that, that division series, we actually beat the Red Sox on the road 7-2. So this round of series for them will end between the Red Sox and Baltimore. Orioles. It's hard to say their names inside. Today, believe the game is at 1:35. So it's nice. At least we're 1-1. I mean, goodness gracious, we got blown out the first game, but whatever. San Diego Padres won their opener against the Arizona Diamondbacks 7-2. Texas Rangers won a defensive game opener 1-0 versus the Colorado Rockies. Again, there was another pitching duel going on. Houston Astros had their first game of the season. Houston Astros. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure people was probably posting, they probably cheated to win that one. Look, I'm not going to do this every single week. It's crazy. Again, I really feel like Houston Astros dodged the bullet this year. Listen, I know no one's happy about the coronavirus, but if you're a Houston fan, if you're a Houston Astros player in the organization, you have to be somewhat excited. There's not going to be fans attending games unless down the road, some miraculous thing happens where coronavirus is gone and you're like, holy crap, fans can attend games now. You're gonna hear all the boos and the chanting cheaters and all this other stuff. But they don't have to worry about that. All they gotta worry about is cardboard cutout of fans being in the stands, just watching their games. So I still don't. I still believe though at some point this season, there will be a pitcher from another team facing the Astros that will try to throw a ball. I'm so serious they will try to throw a ball at the Houston Astros player. I'm pretty sure it's coming, but obviously it was the first day, so tensions are not really as high. If anything, a lot of people's focus is on the coronavirus anyway, so a lot of people may not be worried about the Astros. I don't know. They're still a really good team though. So like I said, the Houston Astros had their first game of the season, winning 8-2 against the Seattle Mariners. Minnesota Twins scored 10 runs in their opener in a win against the Chicago White Sox. I do not know why I did not write down unless Chicago. I believe Chicago only had 2 runs, but Minnesota Twins basically they won 10. So I'll say like maybe it was 10-2, but they won their game against Chicago White Sox. St. Louis Cardinals won a tight game in their opener against the Pittsburgh Pirates 5-4. I believe the next game, St. Louis, they're 2-0 right now against the Pirates so far this year. The Pirates 0-2 because I believe the next game, the Cardinals won 9-1 in Game 2 of that short series. But they did, like I said, they won their opener 5-4 against Pittsburgh Pirates. Toronto Blue Jays beat the Tampa Bay Rays 6-4. Honestly, again, being a Baltimore Orioles fan, I know about the AL East. My brother Malik is a Tampa Bay Rays fan. I can tell you all about it. But Tampa Bay Rays, man, they're a team to look out for this year, so you got to watch out for them. But it was a good win for Toronto Blue Jays. I believe the Tampa Bay Rays won their second game yesterday in a close one. But overall, yeah, like I said, it's just opening day games, so don't be mad. Like, Shaun, well, dang, they're 1-1. Listen, this is all opening day, okay? I'm not just going to do every single daily one. That's a lot. But again, the Blue Jays beat Tampa Bay Rays in their opening game 6-4. Interesting fact about the Blue Jays, though, obviously, they're located in Toronto, but there are reports saying that the Blue Jays might play their home games in Buffalo there this season. I know they played their first one against Tampa Bay in Buffalo. I don't know if it's going to be a continued trend, but there is rumored reports that they will play in Buffalo because Toronto's, government's really not excited about the fact that, the season's back up and, there's a chance that the players could players from other, other teams possibly bringing the coronavirus or whatever to Toronto. So they might play their home games in Buffalo during the season. Miami Marlins won their opener against Philadelphia Phillies 5-2. I am a Philadelphia Eagle fan. I'm not a Phillies fan, but because I'm part of, the Philadelphia Eagle fan base, there was a lot of pissed off Philadelphia Phillies fans. And I'm telling myself, dude, it's just one game. Why are y'all so upset? But Miami Marlins, like I said, they won their opener against the Phillies 5-2. Cleveland Indians won their opener to their first game 2-0 over the Kansas City Royals. Basically blanked the Royals. They won 2-0. Chicago Cubs beat the Milwaukee Brewers 3-0. The best thing, there was the one thing I saw during this game I thought was the best thing. I'm pretty sure someone will say, well, what about this play and this play? No, but when the Chicago Cubs faced the Milwaukee Brewers in the first game of the season, and like I said, the Chicago Cubs beat the Milwaukee Brewers 3-0. The best thing I saw this game was when Cubs first baseman Anthony Rizzo literally walked to a Brewers player when a Brewers player got to first base, right? So when he got on first base, after getting hit, Rizzo walked over to him and had hand sanitizer in his pocket and gave some to the Brewers player. That's not 2020. I don't know what is. Like, that's insane. Like, it's not insane because when you think about 2020 coronavirus, duh, Shaun. But it's still, it's crazy. Like, that's what, it's really cool. And it's funny because the Milwaukee Brewers player really thanked him and, they laughed and stuff because that's really what it is right now. Like, and the Brewers like, listen, if you're going to stand that close to me and I have to worry about tagging you, whatever, my glove or the ball, or possibly worried about, making a play on you, look, man, you're going to have some type of coverage while you're standing next to me. It's not rude. It's not being disrespectful. It's not like, dude, you could be contagious. It's a funny gag, but it's also the truth. Look, I'm going to have to stay this close to you because I'm trying to help my team win. You know what I mean? You're on first base. I'm a first baseman. So the fact that he had hand sanitizer already on deck really, really was funny to me. And he just gave it, like I said, to the Milwaukee Brewers player. They had a laugh about it. And again, if that's not 2020, I don't know, what is at this point. And the final game of the first, the first one I saw was the Cincinnati Reds hounded the Detroit Tigers 7-1. That was all the opening day game results. Again, I'm pretty sure you guys know, every single game every day there's always a game of baseball. That's why a lot of people are happy that sports is back, because you have something to watch. Even if you're a minor baseball fan, you can at least turn it on TV, because again, there's constant daily updates with baseball. It's hard for me to keep up, and like I said, I don't know what I'll say. I know what I'm going to try to do in the future, do updated standings like I told you guys, but I don't know. Maybe if I come up with some type of idea, maybe someone throws an idea to me that I don't know. It's just hard. Because again, I have an hour slate on this podcast. If you've been following me for 20 and a half episodes, this is 21, obviously. So I'm pretty sure I would take up the first 40, 50 minutes if I broke down every single result that baseball gave us, and every single game. Like, that would be crazy. Every single one. And I know I don't have to read all the stats and what happened maybe for a few games, but just breaking down every single result is insane. So if you're camping for that, you're not going to get that from me. Just updated standings. I recommend you go to ESPN or go to MLB Network and just look at highlights and see if you want to see breakdown stuff. Again, I will break down a few games if I see maybe a no-hitter happen, maybe a walk-off end of the game. Kind of a pitching duel going on, sure. But again, just cut your boy some slack. It's just this is just testing the waters of how I'm going to do this. But yes, those were the opening day results for Major League Baseball. Couple baseball news: Washington Nationals ace Steven Strasburg was ruled out for his first start against New York Yankees on Saturday. This happened due to a nerve issue. Had a nerve issue in his right hand. That Nationals manager Dave Martinez reported to the media. Right-handed pitcher Eric Fred did start for Washington in place of Strasburg. So we will see how long Strasburg is out there. They didn't give a duration that maybe he will be back next game to start. But I know for Saturday he did not play. I do believe though the Nationals did end up beating the Yankees 3-0 yesterday. So Eric, he probably had a great game, and obviously that defensive performance by the Nationals was pretty good. So. Obviously, Steven Strasburg is the man. Like I say, he's their ace. So we will see how long he's going to be out. Hopefully, it's not too long. Great pitcher, and you hate hearing about injuries like that. So hopefully, he does come back, better than ever. Excuse me, sorry. Pitcher earns Colorado Rockies pitcher. Colorado Rockies pitcher earns his first win in 8 years. That pitcher's name is Daniel Bard. Like I said, he plays for the Colorado Rockies. It's actually amazing when you think about it. Just listening, just hear this. This man hasn't pitched a game of any Major League Baseball game for 2,646 days. That was his last game he played was on May 29th, 2012. 2012. His first win was on Saturday. He did get the win, like I said, in 8 years. The first win was on Saturday, yesterday, basically, against the Rangers, Texas Rangers. The reason I read he wasn't playing for years was what I read was his lack of control on his pitches and what Major League Baseball called yips. I guess those yips in his pitches. I don't know. Again, that's baseball lingo. I have to learn more about it. Again, being a sports person, you think I would know that. But basically, he just wasn't doing a good job pitching, and it made it hard for teams to want to keep him. He bounced from team to team. I believe his last team he played for was the Boston Red Sox. So it's good to hear. It's always good to hear people overcome and make a comeback. It's good to hear it wasn't an injury-related thing. But yeah, it was just more about the fact that he just wasn't doing a good job pitching, but and have control of his pitches. So it's good he got to win. I'm reading comments. People say he's a great reliever and everything. So that's good that he got his first win. And so shout out to Daniel Barton for that. And that, you guys, is Major League Baseball news of the week. Now we're going to move on to the NFL portion. News of the week here on Sunday Sports Rock with Shaun, episode 21. All right, you guys. So here we are to the NFL news portion of the week here on Sunday Sports Rock with Shaun, episode 21. Washington, the former Redskins, whatever. They have a temporary name. That's right, not an official name, a temporary name. The Washington organization, I have to call them that because I can't say Washington Redskins. The Washington organization decided to name their team nothing. That's right. They after all of this, they seriously named their team nothing. For now. Again, it's temporary. After finally deciding not to drop the name Redskins, which we have been calling for forever. So again, like I told you guys last week when they decided to drop the name, do not look at it as them being super genuine. This was just from constant pressure from their stadium sponsor, which is FedEx, and from Nike when Nike was on their website was dropping the Washington Redskins merchandise until the Washington organization decided to change their name. But no, they changed. They call themselves now the Washington Football Team. That's literally their team for now. So this is how the NFC East looks. New York Giants, Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles, and the Washington Football Team. Like that's kind of hilarious. Like it sounds like a created like a Madden created team, like a generic thing you just made. You just press random and it's the Washington Football Team. Their jerseys look generic. I think of course they have I'm pretty sure they have their names on the back of the jerseys, but it's like they have a number on their head instead of an actual logo. So imagine for players number 7, they have like number 7 up there. They have number 7 on their chest, on their jersey, the front of their jersey, and on their back of their jersey. It looks very lazy to me. But if you pay attention to social media, because for some reason, me and my brother Malik was talking about this. ESPN First Take, Undisputed, they don't talk for some reason. Sports media is the prominent sports channels, they're not getting the sports networks, not really giving the reason why it's just Washington Football Team. They're just literally saying that, they're just changing it and making fun of it. They're making fun of the fact that Washington went from Washington Redskins to Washington Football Team, which is hilarious. But the main reason is, like, and if you pay attention to social media has really been the one I've seen talking about this. To regular fans, there is posts that shows there's a person out there. I guess he's like a millionaire or billionaire. This guy has trademarked nicknames the Washington Redskins can't use. So he has basically any name the Washington organization, the football organization, wants to use for their team, they would have to pay this man to use a name for the team. So I told you guys the best name I like was the Washington Warriors. So if they decide to go with Washington Warriors, they would have to. The dude has the nickname Warriors trademark, so he can't. So unless the owner of the Washington Redskins, Jesus, that's hard. The Washington Football Team, the owner Dan Snyder, if he decides to pay this dude, he would have to decide to pay this guy to get to use a nickname for the team. Again, this is temporary. I'm pretty sure. I'm hoping by the beginning of the season, Dan Snyder does not be a cheap ass and just pay the dude the username. I don't know. It's weird. It shouldn't bother me as much. I'm not a Washington Football Team fan, but it's just very strange to say Philadelphia Eagles first game of the season against Washington Football Team. Like, I'm pretty sure commentators and everyone's gonna be like, dude, that's just weird. And I'll even be more pissed if my Eagles lose to a team that doesn't even have a name. Like, fuck out of here. Do not lose to these guys. That's just, please, Eagles lose to the Washington Football Team. That just sounds very, 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 very weird to me. So yeah, again, the temporary name though is reported. It was reported that the temporary name will be this way. Actually, it will be temporary until the 2020 season is over. So I don't know how. That's very strange. So the whole season, you might just hear Washington Football Team. Okay. That's pretty crazy. Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Tyreek Hill says the Chiefs will win 7 Super Bowls. He said they will win 7 Super Bowls. The wide receiver quoted saying, "We are creating something special." End quote. He appeared on ESPN First Take and said they want to catch Michael Jordan, who has 6 rings. It's wrong sports, bro. You should be trying to catch Tom Brady, who has 6 rings and has been running your conference for a whole decade. But I get the thought behind it. Obviously I'm being a smart ass. I know, when I say wrong sports, bro, I get what he's saying. They want to be, I guess, I don't know. More I keep saying, I think I get what they're saying. Because again, Tom Brady has 6, Michael Jordan has 6. I don't know if they're trying to do the whole 6-0 thing. I don't know. Or 7-0. I don't know. Because, well, again, Tom Brady has 6. Sure as hell, he probably get 7 this year. So I don't know. That's pretty. I don't know. I thought I had something for that, but I did. I lost my train of thought. Not much here besides what I talked about with Tyreek Hill. But my thoughts here, it's great. Hill has very high expectations for his team, and rightfully so. Obviously, Chiefs are coming off winning a Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes signed a 10-year extension, which meant the Chiefs locked up arguably the best quarterback in the game right now. They're willing to deal in their money. These type of comments, though, even though as a fan of the sport, this should not sit well. I don't know if this this needs to be said. I hope coaches, scouts, whoever is charged of this or their organizations that are not named Kansas City Chiefs, this should fire you up a little bit. To hear this dude go on ESPN, very prominent network ESPN, and go on First Take and just sit here and say, we're going to win. Like, and I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. It's his confidence. He's coming out here and saying, but the fact he's just coming out like, oh, we're going to win. It's going to be easy for us to get the 7 rings. I don't know, man. If that was me and I was in their conference and hell in their division, I would sit there and be like, all right, bro, I got you. That's cute. You guys sitting here guaranteeing. Because this wasn't the first time this was said. I believe Chris Jones, their defensive player, said the same thing, that they was going to win 6. And he said, and Tyreek just came next day and went up and said 7. It reminds me of LeBron James and everything. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6. And look what happened with that. They did get 2. They did get 2, bro, the Miami fans. They did get 2 rings, but and still, it kind of, in a way, LeBron and them kind of fell on their face in Miami with Bosh, Wade, and James when they was like not 1, not 2, and all that other stuff. They only ended up winning 2, and then he left. So, I don't know. Sometimes you pick your poison on that type of stuff. Antonio Brown calls out Roger Goodell in the NFL. AB came right out and demanded that the NFL give some actual clarity for not providing a deadline for his investigation after 11 months. I believe the investigation against Antonio Brown, for people that don't know, is sexual allegations from a woman who used to be his trainer. Now, this is a crazy thing to this, besides it being AB. The crazy thing I have said on this podcast is I honestly forgot that Antonio Brown was even under investigation because it's been so long. We've heard anything that resulted in that. We all know the story what happened with Antonio Brown. He sat out there the season, majority season for the Pittsburgh Steelers because he wanted to get paid. Pittsburgh didn't pay him. Then he got traded to, I believe, Oakland. John Gruden put up with his whole helmet thing where he refused to wear a different helmet, even though the NFL told him that it was more safe, more safe and suited for NFL's technology and all that. Today, he still threw a fit about that. He got his foot, he got frostbite because he had his foot in I forgot what the hell he was doing, but he got frostbite, which was causing him his training camp. Then he made a whole video. It was a whole video of him talking about John Gruden, his general manager, the owner, all this other stuff going on. Then he get kicked off the team. Then this dude, Antonio Brown, gets signed by the freaking Patriots. I think he played a couple games, and the Patriots had to let him go because the sexual allegations came up. It's so much shit on Antonio Brown. A lot of people thought they'd chop it up to possibly a CTE. It was not reported yet, so I'm not going to give him that just yet. I hope it's not that. I hope his head is fine. But, yeah, I just basically broke down to y'all in a quick overview what the hell Antonio Brown's been up to this last year and a half. So when you tell me that there's still sexual allegations going on, I honestly forgot about that. And that's the main reason why he's out the league, besides him being a damn headache for teams. But, yeah. Besides all that, he said all this on Thursday. He called out Roger Goodell and the entire NFL and saying he wants some clarity for not providing a deadline for his investigation after 11 months. The man just wants to come back and play is basically what he said on his Instagram post. He said all this on Thursday, mind you. Also, this dude literally said this the same week. When he said it this Thursday, he demanded NFL, when he demanded NFL release information on his investigation, this dude literally announced his retirement the day before on Wednesday. He announced his retirement on Instagram and then says this the next day. So write down what I just told you. Then this man comes back on this Wednesday. You know, I'm all over the place like I usually am. But this Wednesday, he literally came out and said, "I'm retired. I'm done. NFL's been good to her. You know, good to me. You know, it's been a while, but it's time to just move on." You know, obviously, some fans have rejoiced because they just got tired of hearing of him. But then the next day, he comes out and says he wants some clarity on NFL because he wants to come back and play. He wants some clarity from the NFL on his investigation because he wants to come back and play. But you just announced your retirement on Wednesday. I really, again, when it comes to AB, it's just still confusing with this guy. I'm hoping it's not CTE. A lot of people will say that they think that's what it is, or he's just looking for attention, which would be way, 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 way more annoying, of course, because you just go out of your way to just try to keep yourself in the headlines for no reason. Why would you announce your retirement on Wednesday? Made a whole Instagram post, a whole long-ass caption, just come out next day, so I want to come back and play, but the NFL won't release or hasn't given me no clarity on that and my allegations that I got into my investigation. So, I don't know, man. It's still confusing with this guy. Again, I honestly, there's a part that still wants Antonio Brown to play. He's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL if he's still active. So, and he really can help the team if he doesn't be a damn headache. But at this point, he's just really just making it harder for any team to even give this guy a chance to any team really to give this guy a chance to get back into the league. Quick one here. Wow, quick one here. Why did I write that? NFL training camp will start on time. There was an NFL meeting that happened this week that did report that training camp will start on time. And it was due to this was the NFL and NFL Player Association. Like I said, they had a meeting. They came to an agreement that there will be a season this year. I've had talks with friends and fan members, and some believe that NFL won't have a season or should not have a season due to the coronavirus going on. But at this point, we can say yes. They based on that whole meeting, they will have training camp starting on time. It was reported last week through Adam Schefter, everyone that covers the NFL. They literally was saying that the players was pissed off that the NFL still had no pinpoint plan of what health and safety conditions they was going to be given to the players who decided to play and not opt out this year to play this season due to the coronavirus going on and them caring about their family safety, which is 100% understandable. So, but they had their meeting. Everything works out. It seems that there will be a good plan involved. Again, I don't know how NFL could possibly drop the ball on this. You've had months to prepare for this. You still have a lot of time to prepare for this. Compared to March Madness with college basketball, who had to stop their whole season. Compared to NBA, when they had to come up with an idea in a couple months and now they're restarting their season. Major League Baseball, despite that was a whole bunch of BS for Major League Baseball, but still, they somehow got their season going. National League Hockey, they're going straight into the playoffs. There's no excuse for NFL, dude. You guys starting the damn fall. You've had literally since March, when all these other sports started shutting down. You've had an entire, a bunch of time. Say entire time. You had a ton of time to find out what you guys want to do to make sure. I don't know about y'all. I'm not saying we need sports that bad. I would definitely understand if a lot of players from the Eagles did not want to play because they want to be safe. But it just sounds so weird to say there's no football going to be no football is going to happen in the fall. That just would drive me crazy. They're in the fall. The coronavirus still around. And I'm like, God damn, dude, we can't even watch NFL. Like every Sunday, Monday, it goes by. I'm like, damn, dude, there's nothing to watch when it comes to freaking football. So overall, there will be a season. I'm pretty sure fans will be happy about that. Dallas Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb agrees to a rookie deal. The deal was a 4-year, $14 million contract, obviously a rookie contract. But yeah, Dallas Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb agrees to the rookie deal. I hate Dallas, but I'm not stupid. I always make that very clear. As an Eagles fan, their wide receiver core is good. The Dallas Cowboys is clearly the Eagles' biggest threat to this to the division this year. It's been that way for a few years now. CeeDee Lamb is the rookie wide receiver out of Oklahoma. Eagles fans wanted, but Dallas took him before we did. I like to call it payback. Well, a lot of Eagles fans like to call it payback. When a few years ago the Eagles took Dallas Goedert, and believe it was in the second or third round. They took Dallas Goedert when clearly the Dallas Cowboys needed tight end, but the Eagles traded up in front of Dallas just to take Dallas Goedert away from Dallas, and it was hilarious to me. So obviously, Cowboys fans had a laugh when the CeeDee Lamb got snatched away from the Eagles. Because I don't care what kind of Eagle fan you are, the Eagles wanted CeeDee Lamb, and I believe the Eagles definitely would have loved to have CeeDee Lamb. I know I would have loved to watch, because I watched this dude his entire time in Oklahoma, and he is a straight beast. When he's good, he's healthy, he's ready to go. So yeah, they got CeeDee Lamb, and like I said, I'm not stupid. I hate Dallas, but I'm not stupid. Their wide receiver core is pretty good. Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb. Mix that with Ezekiel Elliott, one of the top 5 running backs in the league, and that O-line. The Cowboys' offense will be good again. It will be really, really good like it was before. The only person, of course, you got to scratch your head at that you have to hope is going to improve if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan. Well, keep improving, because if you're according to Dallas Cowboys fans, he's already MVP, which he's not. But the one that they need to look out for is Dak Prescott. I think Dak Prescott, to me, is the biggest question mark coming into this season. I know he's improved. I'm not saying it's complete trash, but that man, listen, he has weapons. He has tons of weapons. And adding CeeDee Lamb, come on, man. That is a deep threat mixed with another deep threat with Amari Cooper, who can run routes like a lot of some wide receivers can't. They have a really good offense, dude. And again, you add that running attack of Zeke, and I didn't even talk about their backup running back. I think it's Tony Pollard out of Memphis. So they have a good-ass offense. Again, I hope my Eagles is up for that, because, man, they're going to put up points. It's just, again, I believe it just comes down to Dak Prescott. Also, big news in the NFL, all-pro safety Jamal Adams was traded to the Seattle Seahawks. It officially happened. You guys officially happened this week. For weeks, I've reported on the podcast Sunday Sports Rap with Shaun. The former, New York Jets safety wanted to be traded due to the contract negotiations going nowhere and getting worse as time's going by with the Jets and Jamal Adams. And of course, they're coming out. The Jets did not want to give him a contract extension, even though it's ridiculous to me. Because even though he is the best defender on their defense. The details of the trade is this. The Jets traded Jamal Adams and a 4th-round pick for 2022 to the Seahawks, while the Seahawks in exchange traded their safety Bradley McDonald, a 1st-round pick in 2021, a 3rd-round pick in 2021, and a 1st-round pick in 2022. So obviously the question is, it comes up all the time. People ask me because, they know I'm going to talk about it, or they know because I'm just a sports fan in general. So the question is, did the Seahawks give up too much? I guess you could say that. I mean, again, I look at it both ends, but I'm not mad at Seahawks for doing this. I've already had Eagles fans in my ear saying to me it's too much, and they're glad the Eagles have been fools not to make this trade. I'm only brought up the Eagles because, as an Eagles fan, it was reported that Jamal Adams was interested in Philadelphia. He was also interested in Dallas. So that was a win already for Eagles that he did not get traded to Dallas. That's the last thing I wanted to hear, was a great player going to our rivals. But there's a lot of Cowboys fans, too, saying they're happy that the The Cowboys fans are saying they're happy that the Cowboys did not pull that trigger and made that trade, because they believe they gave up too much. Again, the Seahawks gave up a player, 1st-round pick in 2021, 3rd-round pick in 2021, and a 1st-round pick in 2022. I mean, if you look at the Seahawks, I'm not mad at them for making this move, though. Some people are saying they think it's too much. I honestly can see why they did it. To me, the Seahawks, no matter how many times we kind of forget to talk about them and forget to talk about Russell Wilson for some strange reason, they are in win-now mode. Their window to me is like maybe 2-3 years before players have to get paid and everything, and all that other stuff comes up about, all the business side of it comes up. I think this is one of the situations where fans look at everything being cheap, and especially my Philadelphia Eagles fans. All the time, bro, they're always in that things is you can't trade picks and stuff like that. You get someone you can get a player cheaper than that. Sometimes you have to make an offer like this for a guy in the caliber of Jamal Adams. I told you guys constantly, the dude is a beast, a workhorse. He's an all-pro safety. And by the way, he's only 24 years old. I don't understand when people say they overvalue picks too much. Like you're it's like you're guaranteeing the first guy that the Eagles or Cowboys, whoever you wanted your team not to pull the trigger for this type of trade, You think the first thing they're going to get when they get a first round safety, a rookie out of, let's say, Georgia or whatever, you're expecting these dudes to be all pro safeties right off the bat versus having a already elite defender in Jamal Adams on your team. And he's 24. That means he's still in his prime. His prime is, getting there. And it's like, dude, like, I don't get that. I wish people just stop overvaluing picks so much. Picks are important. I get it. You need them to rebuild. I know you need them to, stock up on possible more trades down the road and hopefully getting a stud in the draft, in later draft classes. But still, like, if there's a proven player that is out there wanting to leave his current situation, I'm taking that chance. And I'm not for one of these people, again, these Eagles fans, some people are just so media driven. They all follow narratives. Everyone believes now he's just a crybaby because he said that he came out earlier this week. Jamal Adams said before he got traded that Adam Gase is not a leader and all this other stuff. And then there was weeks prior he said the reason why he's leaving because he felt like Adam Gase as a head coach really does not have the best interest for the team and all this other stuff. Yes, it's very problematic to a point. I get it. Like, you don't want him to keep calling out people. But I'm not going to take those two occurrences and come out and say the dude's a crybaby, he's a whiner, he's a troublemaker, he's a drama queen. Like, dude, he's pissed off because he did not get paid. The dude deserves to get paid, and they refuse to do it. Blame the Jets. Do not blame him for getting pissed off. This is the era where players are tired of just keeping their mouths shut. Social media is very, very big, and there's so many. Listen, they're going to open their mouths. So, yes, if the Eagles would have pulled this trade and maybe sent like Jalen Mills or Jalen Mills and two first round picks, one first round for this year and the next first round pick for next year, I would not have got upset over that. You have to make trades. You gotta make formidable offers to get a formidable player in Jamal Adams, if that makes sense. I don't know why people overvalue picks so much. It's crazy to me. So, yeah, Jamal Adams. So, shout out to the Seahawks. I believe the Seahawks made a good trade, man. I believe that was – and who knows? And a lot of people, again, you got to stop looking at everything on paper. Because it's like, oh, this trade could be bad. That was terrible that they traded all that. Well, let his play do the talking first. Because the first time he gets an interception this season or in the playoffs, he makes a game-winning interception or a game-winning tackle or a forced fumble, the first thing which Jamal Adams is capable of, again, the dude is a beast. If he does that, the first thing everyone's going to say is, man, the Seahawks got it right. And as soon as he gives up a touchdown, they're going to be like, one touchdown, they're going to be like, man, look, see why the Seahawks shouldn't have gave up that much? Like, people, they're fair-weathered fans. Everyone just waits weekly to judge everything instead of just waiting for the end result. Just wait to see how it turns out down the line. That's it. Also, something to look out for when you come to talking about this trade. The Jets face the Seahawks week 14 of the upcoming season, and there will be tension for sure. Reported that, no, really not reported. It was on social media. New York Jets running back Le'Veon Bell tweeted after the trade was announced saying, and this is his quote, people do all the hooting and hollering to get you brought in just to leave. He said, people do all the hooting and hollering to get you brought in just to leave. Obviously, those are obvious shots at Jamal Adams. Clearly, those are obvious shots at Jamal Adams. Which means, Adams must have been, a big reason, Le'Veon Bell chose to sign with the Jets. Clearly, when he was looking for a team, Jamal Adams probably reached out to him and saying, look, dude, you should come here, bro. We can build something good here. Me on defense and you on offense. We can really build something, a winning foundation for the Jets. And then all of a sudden, a few years down the road, he's out. So Le'Veon Bell obviously has some hurt feelings about that. It's going to be interesting. I can't wait now for week 14. Obviously, I can wait because that's way late in the season. The season will be almost over. But still, it's something to look out for because I believe Jamal Adams responded and, retweet with the comment when you put a tweet over someone's original post. He put, he said, bet. He said, bet, see you week 14. So there you go. That's going to be something to definitely look out for. Obviously, Jamal Adams, he obviously seen what, what Le'Veon Bell was trying to say. Like, dude, you basically told me to come here, and then you end up leaving. Like, come on, man, that's not real type thing. So I'm excited for that. That's pretty dope. Again, I can't wait for that game now. Jets and the Seahawks. Last NFL news, ended on a good note here. Washington quarterback Alex Smith cleared to play and participate in full football activities. This is great news to hear. This is very quick, you guys. If I move on to the NBA news of the week, it's just great news to hear, and it's nice to see. For anyone that did not know, back in 2018, during a NFL game, Alex Smith suffered a devastating tibia and fibula fracture, and which sidelined him for 2 years. The 36-year-old quarterback is still signed for 2022. And again, Alex Smith is a decent to good quarterback. He's not like an elite quarterback, but it's interesting to see what the Washington football team, I gotta go call them that, the Washington football team, see what they're going to do with him. But it's good to hear, regardless of football or not, it's bigger than football, it's bigger than sports, that he's able to, his life can continue in that sense. And I kind of hope I see Alex Smith on the field. It don't matter if it's for a series, whatever. But the fact, because back in 2018 when he suffered that tibia fibula fracture, it was very devastating to see on TV. For all the players, like, oh my goodness, look at his leg and all this other stuff. It was really just insane. So, yes, he is signed to 2022. So we will see what are the next steps for him and the Washington football team. I believe you can catch his journey of how surgery was and how life threatening it really was when on E60. I believe ESPN, their E60. Their little documentary they have on ESPN for players like this. I'm pretty sure they go over his entire journey, so you can probably look that up on YouTube or something, or ESPN.com, and find that, where you can see how he really fought back to get here again. But that is it, you guys, for NFL news of the week. We're going to move on to NBA news of the week here on Sunday Sports Rap with Shaun, episode 21. All right, guys, here from Sunday Sports Rap with Shaun, episode 21. Here's your NBA news of the week. Reports came out that the New York Knicks and Brooklyn Nets both want Zach LaVine. Both teams have reached out to the Chicago Bulls to see if they are looking to trade the star shooting guard. Also, there was reports from SNY's Ian Begley on Friday that the Knicks and Nets have the assets to make a formal offer for Zach LaVine. All right, so let's just get this right out the way. As a Bulls fan, right off the rip, I would be pissed off if the Bulls trade Zach LaVine. You could just chalk that up and add it to the list of terrible moves that the Bulls front office has made in recent years. If this one goes through, it hasn't happened yet. There hasn't been like a rumored deal being made or offered. But again, it was reported that it's 100% legit that the Knicks and Nets are looking at, possibly, calling the Chicago Bulls, seeing if he is, if they're interested in trading the star shooting guard. But again, like I said, as a Bulls fan, I'll be really pissed if they make this move. Zach LaVine has been one of the few positive for my Chicago Bulls this season. There's very few positives to look at. Again, the front office is just fucking disgustingly annoying. But yeah, Zach LaVine this year, he's averaging 25 points a game. Again, a shout out to my brother Malik because he called out about how Zach LaVine is a star and a stud. I'm not saying Zach LaVine's a top 10 player in the game, but listen, that dude can ball, man. Like, a lot of people thought coming in his career he was just an athletic guy that can dunk. But the man's got better shooting. He worked on his craft like every year, and it showed this year. He's averaged a career high 25 points a game, which ranked 12th in the entire league. 12th in the entire league, with 5 rebounds and 4 assists a game. Averages 25, 5, and 4 this season. So the two ways you look at this for both the Nets and Knicks. First, for the Nets, getting Zach LaVine would add a 4th dangerous scorer, in my opinion, with Kevin Durant, Kyle Lowry. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Spencer Dinwiddie. That's right. I think Spencer Dinwiddie is a dangerous scorer. Well, not super dangerous, but I mean, listen, guy can score. So think about that, man. Look, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Spencer Dinwiddie. I believe Spencer Dinwiddie is a free agent after this year, so maybe the Nets would have to free up money, maybe get rid of him to get Zach LaVine. I don't know. But dude, listen, that's a hell of a team. Kevin Durant, of course, sniper everywhere. Kyrie Irving, nothing else need to be said. He's nice, and Spencer Dinwiddie, of course, like I said, he can score. And then add that with a Zach LaVine. That will definitely get them closer to the championship contender that we already see them as down the road with just having Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving anyway. For the Knicks, I'm sure they're just looking to add a star player after missing out on Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving this past all season. It's just becoming a running joke of the New York Knicks that every single time, they in the free agency they have all the money, all the assets, and then all of a sudden they don't even get a star player. They get average role guys that that you just think, damn, it's gonna be another long season for New York Knicks. So I'm pretty sure some Knicks fans maybe some Knicks fans don't want Zach LaVine, but I've seen a lot saying they do. And I think that'd be a good signing for the Knicks, at least further on, because there's one more Knicks news I have a little bit down in a few minutes. I'm gonna go over that they did make a move, which I thought was an actual good move and should be good looking in the future as far as the New York Knicks organization. But on to the next news I already have written down. Denver Nuggets Bobo was randomly, his name is Bobo. Denver Nuggets forward Bobo was randomly drug tested. I'm sorry, forward center Bobo was randomly drug tested after a strong performance against the Wizards. So this is odd, but it's funny. To me, it's a little funny. So the NBA exposition games happened this week, like preseason games. I told you guys, or at least we talked about it on my social media accounts. Now I'm not going to break down every NBA exhibition games. These games don't matter. Think of them as preseason games to give guys a chance to get the rust out and get some chemistry more back with their team. Obviously, because it's NBA restart, so you can call it like the restart preseason games. Again, the official season starts July 30th. But yeah, the NBA exhibition games began this week, and the Nuggets was playing the Wizards, right? Their rookie Bobo out of Oregon University had his debut, and he showed out, man. He balled out. The 7'2", 220-pound center had 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 blocks. And part of those 16 points, he had a few three-pointers. It's really good. By the way, 7'2", 220 pounds. Bro, if you're that freaking tall with a big wingspan, and I'm sure he has I'm pretty sure they said he had a ridiculous wingspan. Dude, he has to become a star. I'm rooting for this. 7'2", man, damn. But yeah, he has 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 blocks. Hell of a debut, right? Well, the NBA thought so. They thought so much. They had him drug tested after the game. Now, the reason behind the whole drug testing was the reason why they had him drug test because this was his first official NBA game, because he did not play a single game this season due to the fact he had a foot injury. So remember back when the season originally started, obviously last year, up to the point of March where it got suspended due to coronavirus, Bobo did not play a single game because he had a foot injury. So it's like hilarious, like after all this time off because of the coronavirus and epidemic, and then the NBA restart comes with his exhibition games, and he has 60 points, 10 rebounds, 6 blocks with a few three-pointers. It's like the NBA's like, whoa, wait. This is his first game, and he balled out like that? No. We got to drug test you. We got to give you a random drug test because he had a good game. That's hilarious to me. I don't know if many fans really heard about it. I saw a lot of fans, social media, whatever, Bleacher Report, on comment sections. Everyone's having a laugh about this. Say, man, let the man live. Like, it's hilarious. Like, your very first game you put on the dot. That's a really good performance, man. 16 points, 10 rebounds, 6 blocks in your first game. And it didn't really count towards anything, obviously, because this is, it's like preseason games for this restart until July 30th. But I mean, listen, this is his first game as a rookie, and he was out there doing this, against Washington starters. So, listen, that's really good. If you're a Nuggets fan, you have to be really happy. I mean, because I don't know what he posted yesterday, but I believe he had another good game. So, look, I mean, the man's probably been putting work in the gym, trying to get himself back rehabbing with his foot. And if I'm a Nuggets fan, I'm pretty excited to see what the future is. Just adding that young big man can bring to the team. Again, he's 7'2", 220-pound center. Like, goddamn, dude. And he doesn't even look. I mean, I say he doesn't look to 720 pounds. But he's like a stick. He's like a long person. Like, it's pretty crazy to me. So also moving, like I said, you guys, there was going to be one more New York Knicks news, and that is New York Knicks is going to hire Tom Thibodeau as their new head coach. The deal will be up to 5 years, according to ESPN's own agent Wojnarowski. Put this on my podcast, I believe a month ago, that the Knicks was looking at Tom Thibodeau as their next head coach. And things were quiet for a while. I didn't really hear anything. That's why we didn't give you guys anything. If there was any of you that was really paying attention to the Knicks news. I mean, some people probably just roll their eyes over it. But yeah, it was quiet for a while that the Knicks was going to do anything as far as getting a head coach at this point. But it is official. It did happen this week. I've also told y'all that I think this move, though, will be good for the Knicks. Said that's a month ago. I'm saying this right now. I think this would be a good move for the Knicks. I'm not saying everything's going to turn around for the best for them, but excuse me, I believe Tom Thibodeau does add definitely add some a good disciplined coach who has a really good, to me has a really good resume. Should help push the Knicks in the right direction. He's a veteran coach that has impressive resumes with the Chicago Bulls, temporary, with the Minnesota Timberwolves. So good hire by the Knicks. I think that's pretty dope that they got Tom Thibodeau. I believe Tom Thibodeau, while he never officially retired from coaching in NBA. He was at the time though he was just working on ESPN and he was just talking. They would bring him in on ESPN, the NBA The Jump, I believe, Rachel Nichols and them, and then he would sit there and kind of talk about games and everything like that. So it's good to see him back again. As a Chicago Bulls fan, I love Tom Thibodeau as a coach. The one thing you heard bad about him, I guess you can say, is that he works his players to the bone. I'm like, practices be like games, like it just comes to really intense. And then he has his starter players that he has starting on the team. They play 40 to 42 minutes a game. It's like, so look, that's the one knock of him, that he don't know how to manage fatigue when it comes to his players. Players kind of be burned out later on, stretches down the season. But overall, I think it was a good hire by the Knicks. I mean, I think he's the best head coach they've had for a while. So that's saying something. Los Angeles, moving on to the last news of the NBA. To me, a very curious one. Los Angeles Clippers guard Lou Williams is going to miss the Clippers opening games. My goodness, I can't speak. So Los Angeles Clippers guard Lou Williams will miss the Clippers opening games. The shooting guard must quarantine himself for 10 days, according to NBA, after look, get this. After visiting a gentleman's club. The NBA basically suspended this dude for 10 days. Well, basically 2 games. It's up to 10 days. They want him to quarantine himself for 10 days because he visited. He's visiting a gentleman's club. So it was reported this week that apparently when Lou Williams left the NBA bubble, which is in Orlando, Florida, he was supposed to be leaving for family matters. He did do that, and then he came back to Orlando. Then it was reported by ESPN, Ramona Shelburne, and Bobby Marks. By the way, side note, I love Ramona Shelburne. I think she's great. And Bobby Marks said the NBA wanted to know why he would go to the gentleman's club. Because obviously the NBA bubble is just the exact reason. They keep their players in a bubble, keep them in one area, part of the Walt Disney in Orlando, Florida. They want them to stay in that one area so they can make sure that they're keeping themselves safe and their peers safe due to the coronavirus epidemic. So Lou Williams came out, then tells the NBA he went to the gentleman's club to get some food, to get some dinner. He told the NBA the reason why he went to the gentleman's club was to get some food. Now, I'm going to be clear. Huge disclaimer here. I never ate food at the gentleman's club. So maybe someone could tell me, was this worth it? Is it that bomb? Is it that really that good that he was really willing to put himself at risk to just get some food at the gentleman's club? Oh, man. So, yeah, wow. I mean, I can't tell a guy how he's supposed to behave. He's a grown man. But, you know what I mean? You got to admit this was kind of dumb of Lou Williams. You have one job, my guy. One job. One job, my guy. One freaking job, man. Just keep your butt in the NBA bubble. Practice with your team and play games to finish this season. Maybe that sounds like more than one job, but the point is you just stay, just be more aware. Just be more smart. No one should be surprised if they took this rule. This wasn't a harsh penalty or anything. I think this makes sense. You have to suspend him for a couple games. So he's going to miss the Clippers opening game. The Clippers couple games to start the season, the restart, and on top of that, he will be suspended for basically a whole 2 weeks, 10 days. He's supposed to be staying in his hotel, whatever. He's not supposed to go anywhere. He's supposed to quarantine himself. So I don't understand that. They're trying to be safe. That's just that's just ridiculous. I'm not going to drill this dude that hard about it. But you gotta admit that was just kind of stupid. You have one job, man. Just keep yourself safe. And maybe the food that the NBA is giving you, whatever, is not working out. But come on, man. Hell, you gotta find another way to DoorDash. I don't know if you're allowed to do that. DoorDash or something. Have them bring food to you, or or Uber Eats. I don't know, but going to a gentleman's club, which we all know the gentleman's club is basically a stripper. It's like a stripper joint. And it's hilarious. Like some people was like, dude, come on, you wasn't really there getting food. But, and I'm not saying anyone at the gentleman's club that he went to has the coronavirus or any type of virus, but still, you're putting yourself in that situation. And the NBA at a, tough area, like, dude, we can't let you do that because then it just sets the example that we don't care about your safety or their safety, your peer safety. So, yeah, Lou Williams is like a slap on the wrist. Come on, he knows better. That was ridiculous. He knows the NBA was not going to just be like, oh, okay, man, yeah, you just wanted to go get some food. We'll let you go. What? No, that was not going to happen. So that is it, you guys, for NBA news of the week. I will finish things up with WNBA news of the week. They had their opening games on Saturday. And then I will bring you guys the best thing I saw this week before I wrap it up here on Sunday Sports Rob with Shaun, episode 21. All right, guys, so here we are to Sunday Sports Rob with Shaun, episode 21, WNBA news of the week. WNBA started their season on Saturday with the Seattle Storm beating the New York Liberty 87-81. This was the debut of number 1 overall pick rookie Sabrina Onschool, who put up 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. By the way, if I botch these girls' names or anyone's names, please don't be mad at me. I'm sorry. I'm terrible at reading names. But yeah, this was a debut number 1 overall pick, Sabrina, who put up 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. But she shot 4-17 from the field in 34 minutes playing. Again, she had a little rough debut. Again, Seattle Storm, very experienced team with Sue Bird and them women. And so yeah, it was good. They made it a kind of like a goal to be like, look, we're not gonna let her go off and do her her magical things like she did at Oregon. They did oh my God, I'm stunned. The debut fell short due to the Seattle Storm superstar that is Brianna Stewart, who scored 18 points and added 8 rebounds and 4 steals. Former MVP of 2018 had a great game, basically. 18 points and added 8 rebounds and 4 steals. New York Liberty's leading scorer, the New York Liberty's leading scorer was point guard Shia Clarendon, who had 20 points. The combination, though, of Brianna Stewart and Sue Bird was just too much, though, for Liberty, again, as they lost to the Seattle Storm 87-71. Los Angeles Sparks routed Phoenix Mercury 99-76. Sparks forward Nico Wnba led the team in points, 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists, while shooting 8 for 8 from the field. 100%. She dominated that game. Candace Parker, right behind her, scored 13 points and 7 rebounds. Again, the Los Angeles Sparks pounded Phoenix Mercury 99-76. The game was close at halftime with the Los Angeles Sparks up 50-46, which was, again, 4-point lead. So it was a good game up to that point. But in the second half, the Sparks scored 30 points to Phoenix Mercury, only scoring 8 points. The game was basically over from there, which gives you the end result of the thrashing that the route that we have here. With Los Angeles Sparks again winning 99-76 over Phoenix Mercury. And to end opening day, as far as like the first day on Saturday for WNBA action, Washington Mystics beat down Indiana Fever 101-76. It was an even bigger blowout. Indiana guard Kelsey Mitchell did everything she could possibly to keep her team in the game for the Indiana Fever when as she scored 25 points, but it was all Mystics and after the first quarter. Washington was up. The Washington Mystics were up 10 points, 36-26, and then dominated the second quarter 26-9. They scored 26 points to the Fever's only 9 points. And then in the third quarter, the Washington Mystics scored 30 points in the third quarter. Mystics had 5 players score double figures with forward Maisha Hines-Allen scoring 27 points and 10 rebounds, which I believe I read, which was a career high for her. But that was it, you guys, as far as WNBA action of the week. There's going to be more WNBA games, I believe today, some teams' first games of the season. They're only having a 22-game season. They cut their season to 22, so I believe every single day we will have WNBA games going on. But again, yeah, the teams that won yesterday were the Seattle Storm, Los Angeles Sparks, and the Washington Mystics. So here, you guys, we're going to move right on to the best thing I saw this week. actually came from the WNBA. I was just tuning in on the first opening game between the Seattle Storm and New York Liberty on ESPN. Both teams, but here's what happened. That's why I thought it was so great. Both teams, players, all from both teams, from the Liberty and the Storm, had their players. The players held a 26-second long moment of silence in honor of Brianna Taylor, a black woman who was killed by police officers, who is yet to be arrested. Why was it 26 seconds long? Because Brianna Taylor was only 26 years old when she was killed or murdered. Probably is the proper term. So, yeah, rest in peace, Brianna Taylor. By the way, those cops have still not been arrested, by the way. Fucking ridiculous. I spoke on this last week when I said that Kenny Stills, the wide receiver from Houston, Texas, got arrested. He got released, but got arrested for protesting about the fact that Brianna Taylor's murderers, who were policemen, by the way, we know who they are, we know their names, they still haven't been arrested or convicted for what they did. So, yeah, but it was really good to see that the both teams, Seattle Storm and New York Liberty, do this 26-second long moment of silence for her. It kind of reminds me when, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, when players, the NBA players, when the season started, the season was going on, and then we heard that Kobe Bryant has died, did die. Man, that's sad. Just keep saying that. But they held, like they did, some players, the rec for his jersey number, they had an 8-second backcourt violation because Kobe used to wear number 8. And then at times players held the ball for 24 seconds on the shot clock, have a shot clock violation to represent, because Kobe wore number 24 there in the rest of his career. But yeah, this is great stuff by the WNBA. Also, when the same time after they got done doing the 26-second moment of silence for Brianna Taylor, the WNBA and their players, Seattle Storm players and the New York Liberty players, the women also walked off the floor when the national anthem was played. I'm pretty sure that did not sit right with a lot of people, but to me, it was great stuff. Again, it's just making a statement. Regardless how you feel about it, they're making a statement. The WNBA and their players did announce it was dedicating this season to Brianna Taylor and the Say Her Name campaign. And they showed it proudly, in my opinion, on the first day of their opening season. It's bigger than sports, guys. It's bigger than sports. That's just great stuff by WNBA and their women. That this is what they're doing for Brianna Taylor, for her family. The fact that they dedicated this season to her and the Say Her Name campaign. Majority of interviews when I was watching the game for Seattle Storm and the New York Liberty, Brianna Stewart, the star player Brianna Stewart for the Seattle Storm, she constantly kept bringing up that we're doing this for Brianna Taylor. We're doing this for, the Black Lives Matter movement. We're doing this for a reason. Again, it's bigger than sports. And it's not just black players doing this, man. It's also important. It's white players. It's all different color and all the players standing in unison together. Yeah, we're opponents on the floor. But we're, off this, we're together. We're human. We're all part of, something bigger in life. You know what I mean? So great stuff by WNBA. I know they're gonna constantly do this every single day, every game, and I'm all for it. And it's definitely the best thing I saw this week, and it was great to see. So that is it, you guys, for Sunday Sports Rap with Shaun, episode 21. So thank you for joining, thank you for listening, thank you for the constant support. You can follow me on Twitter at capital SSW, lowercase, everything else lowercase, Rap with Shaun. Follow my Facebook page, Sunday Sports Rap with Shaun. And of course, as always, make sure you guys subscribe to Cinescape Media. I'm out, you guys. Peace.